Becoming obsessed, I think it's great to encourage your own team, your own social circle, whether it be your family, your social network, to try the products that you're working on and to see if they can become obsessed. Maybe there's somebody that's going to be an expert on lip glosses and knows about every single lip gloss that gets launched in that month, and that's your girlfriend from college. Like, that's okay to have those experts in your network to then turn to. Okay, number 4, live in the parallel universe. So what does that mean? When I look for inspiration or look for ways to solve a problem or come up with a new program or a promotion that's going to help my business succeed, I think of other industries that are very similar to the beauty industry, and particularly the professional hair care industry. So the industry that I came up with was the dental or the medical industry. You're like, oh, okay, but think about it. The way the business is structured, you have the sole proprietor, who's the hairdresser or the doctor. They usually have their own offices. Right. Some dental offices actually are like booth runners, and they sell their chairs to different dentists. And the way you call on them is you need to have a human body go in there and call on that doctor or the hairdresser. And just because the doctor knows a little bit more about medicine, they're not any better of a business proprietor than the hairdresser is. And when I look at that, I read almost every single pharmaceutical, medical device, and dental magazine and programs that they run. And the idea of marketing to consumers, which the pharmaceutical industry did when they started doing advertising on TV, we started doing that in hair. And instead of just marketing to the hairdresser level, we started making tent cards and different easel cards that went out to the consumer so that the products or the services could be sold directly to the consumer from our mouths to their ears. And that has shown success for us. So think about for your industry, whether you're in the beauty industry or in the consulting industry or sampling industry, is there something else that is a parallel universe that can inspire you? As a company, when you start getting into this efficiency cycle and you're trying to be more efficient or use the same blow molds that you have, you lose the innovation that's on the fringe. And it's, again, that thing of the unknown. And what you say...
It was really sort of revolutionary when you first started doing it. The Joico blow molds, those were awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's 100%.
I still think they are. But.
Yeah, well, thank you. I love it. Our manufacturing is, we're 100% eco in terms of our efforts, and we own our own wind turbines, and we have renewable energy, and we feed back that into the grid. We're in Geneva, New York, and our bottles are 100% biodegradable and non-virgin plastic, and we started that with the whole layering process, and we have a whole brief on that, but it's really huge. But thank you for noticing that. Okay, so parallel universe, and we covered that. Number 5 is I've gotten a few stink eyes on this, which is, forget the research. And I want to be careful of what I mean by that. If you have a lot of money and you've got a huge marketing budget, go research the heck out of this world, right? Go do your focus groups, go do your one-on-one interviews, do as many surveys as you want, go out there and do that. Some companies don't have the funds to do so, but we're still led to make the decisions on a marketing front that really represents the whole entire country. So how do we then MacGyver, and I'm using that term, through those types of problems? And there are other ideas that you can do, like what if you did street-level interviews? We did this for a class that I was teaching at. Instead of paying for panels to come and do testing for you or to do surveys for you, what if you went out to Santa Monica Place and then you found somebody who had decent hair, and you were like, hey, I'm just curious, what kind of products do you use in your hair, and how do you get your beautiful hair? You'd be surprised at how many strangers will talk to you when you talk about beauty. There's also another category which I also used to work for that people are very open to talk to you about. That's the cell phone industry. So if you ever need an icebreaker, talk about cell phones first and whether or not how well the cell phones work. And then you can segue into beauty, hair, teeth, makeup, what have you. And it's really just a conversation, one-on-one, human-to-human touch. And those types of guerrilla ideas really do work.